My friend, if life feels too hard right now, I want you to understand something powerful. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. You may feel tired, you may feel like every door is slamming in your face, but here's a truth few are willing to accept. Adversity is the fire in which purpose is forged. Every great soul who has ever achieved anything of lasting value walked through seasons of darkness, confusion, and pain. Not one of them was spared the pressure, and neither will you be. But here's the secret most people overlook. Hardship is a sign that you are being trusted with greatness. Life does not place heavy burdens on those who are not built to carry them. If your road feels steep, it's because your summit is high. Right now, you are in the middle of your testing ground. The question isn't whether life is hard. It is. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Will you give in to doubt? Or will you rise with discipline? Will you complain about the heat of the furnace? Or will you let it mold you into steel? You are being sculpted by invisible hands, and the chisel may hurt, but the end result is the masterpiece you were born to become. The world does not reward the timid. It does not respond to the voice of excuse, but it will bend to the will of one who refuses to be defeated. Look back at every struggle you've overcome before. Every time you thought it was over, and yet somehow you kept going. That was not luck. That was you. That was the strength inside you that you forgot you had. And it's still there. You just need to awaken it again. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the architect of your response, and your response is everything. So if life feels too hard right now, let that be your signal, not to quit, but to push harder, because on the other side of hard is freedom. On the other side of resistance is power. And on the other side of this very moment is the life that's been waiting for you to claim it. Stand up, wipe your face, square your shoulders, and take one more step, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because that's how champions are made. There comes a time in every person's life when the weight of the world feels unbearable, when problems pile upon problems, and it seems as though the very heavens are working against us. In such moments, it is natural to ask, why me? Why is this happening now? But the truth, one of life's great truths, is this. Adversity is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. It is not a punishment from the universe. It is a sign that you are being prepared, shaped, and strengthened for a calling beyond what you currently understand. You see, life has a strange way of revealing its blessings. It often hides them behind trials. It conceals them within difficulty. And only those who have the vision to see beyond their pain will uncover the hidden treasure adversity offers. When everything seems to be falling apart, something greater is quietly falling into place. The pain you feel today may very well be the platform upon which your greatest victory will be built tomorrow. Think of it this way. No sculptor ever brought beauty to stone with a soft touch. The hammer strikes hard, the chisel cuts deep. The more refined the masterpiece, the more force must be applied to shape it. Likewise, life strikes hard at those who carry within them the potential for greatness, and the intensity of the pressure is a measure of the significance of the purpose you are being shaped to fulfill. Let me tell you this. The people who achieve anything of meaning and value are not those who were spared the storms of life. No, they are the ones who walked through the storm and refused to lie down in the rain. They are the ones who turned their scars into strength, their losses into lessons, and their pain into power. They saw the hardship not as a curse, but as a calling. And so must you. You must stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this preparing me for? That shift in mindset is the beginning of true growth. It is the foundation of all personal transformation. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is not found in the size of their problems, but in the size of their perspective. Problems are not obstacles, they are indicators. They show you where you need to grow, where you must stretch, where you must let go of weakness and adopt strength. Do not curse your trials. Do not resent the pressure. It is in these moments, when nothing seems to be going your way, that your character is revealed and your destiny begins to unfold. Every hardship you endure is a rung on the ladder of your future success. Every challenge overcome is a lesson burned into your spirit, one that will serve you in battles yet to come. If you run from adversity, you will never know the full measure of your power. But if you face it, if you embrace it, you will unlock parts of yourself that you never knew existed. You will discover that you are not fragile, you are not ordinary. You were not born to break, you were born to build. You were born to rise. Life does not place burdens on those who were not designed to carry them. If the weight you bear feels heavy, it is because there is something within you strong enough to lift it. If your current struggle feels overwhelming, know this. You are being prepared for a mission, a purpose, a life beyond the limits of what you once imagined possible. But you must endure. You must persevere. You must walk through the fire and trust that you are not being burned. You are being refined. The greatest version of yourself is waiting on the other side of this hardship. And every step you take in the face of adversity is a step toward that version. So do not quit. Do not shrink. Stand tall in your trial. Embrace the challenge. And remind yourself daily, this is not punishment. This is preparation. And in time, you will come to thank the hard times. Because they did not destroy you, they revealed who you truly are. There is a universal truth that few are willing to face. No greatness has ever been achieved without struggle. Behind every success story, behind every empire built, behind every legacy that stood the test of time, there was a season, or many seasons, of pain, of failure, of brutal hardship. You cannot rise to greatness by avoiding difficulty. You rise by walking directly through it. Struggle is life's proving ground. It separates the weak from the strong, the pretender from the true believer, the talker from the doer. In every age, in every nation, the men and women who left a mark on the world had one thing in common. They paid the price. They endured. They were tested, sometimes to the breaking point, and they did not quit. They understood that pain is part of the process. They welcomed it, not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they knew what it meant. It meant they were on the path. It meant they would be refined, molded into something more. Diamonds are made under pressure. Steel is forged in fire, and human potential, it is awakened through struggle. Do not look for ease. Do not seek comfort. Comfort is the enemy of expansion. It lulls the mind to sleep and leaves the spirit unchallenged. Growth requires resistance. Only in the face of hardship does your willpower awaken. Only under pressure do you discover how powerful you truly are. When life pushes you to your knees, that is not the time to surrender. That is the time to remember your mission, to get up, to push back harder. Struggle is not your enemy. It is your invitation, an invitation to become more than you are right now. But here's what most people get wrong. They think struggle is a sign they're failing. They think difficulty is a signal to stop. Nothing could be further from the truth. Struggle is not the end of the path. It is the path. It is the gate you must pass through if you want to reach the next level of your life. Think of the child learning to walk. He stumbles, he falls, over and over. But each fall teaches him something. Each time he gets back up, he gets stronger. And then one day, without even realizing it, he's running. This is how all achievement is born, through persistence in the face of repeated struggle. The problem is not the struggle. The problem is our attitude toward it. We want progress without pressure. We want reward without responsibility. But that is not how the universe operates. You must give something, and what you must give before you earn success is your endurance, your sweat, your tears, your fight. So I say this, when struggle comes, do not resist it. Do not curse it. Welcome it like an old friend, because it has come to show you what you're made of. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to grow, to learn, to toughen your mind, to sharpen your vision. Let others take the easy road. Let others complain and retreat. You are not built for that. You were made for more. And the more you embrace the grind, the more you lean into the struggle, the stronger you will become. Every great achievement demands a great price. Every crown has its cross. There is no shortcut. There is no cheat code. You must walk the path, and the path will hurt. But that pain is temporary. The strength it gives you, that can last a lifetime. If you look closely, you'll see something miraculous hidden inside the struggle. Transformation. not just of your circumstances, but of you. Struggle has the power to turn fear into courage, doubt into belief, weakness into might, and the person who emerges on the other side is no longer the same. They are something greater, something unshakable. So if today you feel like giving up, don't. If it feels like the road is too long and too steep, remember this. You are in the process of becoming, and that process requires pressure. One day, the very thing you're struggling with now will become the story that inspires others. But only if you endure. Only if you rise, because greatness does not come to those who avoid the fire. It comes to those who walk through it and refuse to be burned. There is a reservoir of power within you, so vast, so deep, that even you have not yet tapped into its full potential. The average person walks through life blind to their true strength, convinced that limits are fixed, that weakness is permanent, and that circumstances are masters. But I tell you now, and listen closely, you are far stronger than you think. But most people never come to know their own power because they never challenge it. They accept failure too quickly. They retreat at the first sign of struggle. They let fear speak louder than desire. But strength is not something you discover in moments of comfort. It's found in the fire, when everything in you screams to quit and something deeper within whispers, keep going. That whisper is your true self, the voice of the champion that lives within. It does not shout. It does not beg. It waits. It waits for you to stop playing small. It waits for you to stop saying, I can't, and start asking, what if I can? You are capable of enduring more, achieving more, becoming more than you have allowed yourself to believe. But belief is the doorway, and discipline is the key. Strength does not come from what you can already do. It comes from facing what you thought you couldn't and doing it anyway. When you look back at your life, you will notice something important. The hardest times you faced didn't break you. Somehow you kept going. Somehow you found a way. Even if you crawled, even if you wept through it, you endured. That wasn't luck. That wasn't chance. That was you. That was your strength. You didn't fall apart. You rose, even when it felt impossible. Why then do you doubt yourself now? The mind is a powerful tool, but it can become a prison if you let it be ruled by fear and false limitations. Most people's failure isn't in the world around them. It's in their thinking. They believe the lies they've been told. You're not good enough. You'll never succeed. You weren't meant for more. But the truth is that greatness is not given, it is claimed. It is earned by those who refuse to settle, who choose to see beyond what is and believe in what can be. You must stop underestimating your strength. You must stop shrinking yourself to fit the mold of mediocrity. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the decision to awaken your inner power, to push one step further than you think you can, to hold on one moment longer when you want to let go. You don't need permission to rise. You don't need someone else's approval to be great. You don't need ideal conditions. All you need is the willingness to try, to act boldly despite fear, despite pain, despite uncertainty. That willingness will ignite strength in you that has been lying dormant for too long. Do not look outside yourself for the answer. The answer has always been within. The strength you admire in others is not exclusive to them. It exists in you too. The difference, they chose to trust it. Now it's your turn. You were not born to break. You were not created for defeat. The blood in your veins is proof that life itself flows through you with purpose. And that purpose comes with power. But power unused becomes weakness. Potential ignored becomes regret. So awaken it. Use it. Test your limits and then go beyond them. You'll be surprised by what you find when you do. And the next time life knocks you down, and it will, you won't panic. You won't fold. Because you'll know something the old version of you didn't. You are stronger than you think. Not just physically, but mentally. Not just emotionally, but spiritually. And that strength, once discovered, cannot be taken from you. It becomes part of who you are. Remember this when the days grow dark. Remember it when doubt creeps in. Remember it when you stand at the edge of fear, unsure if you can go on. You can. You will, because you've already survived what you thought you couldn't. And that is all the proof you'll ever need. There is a reservoir of power within you so vast, so deep, that even you have not yet tapped into its full potential. The average person walks through life blind to their true strength, convinced that limits are fixed, that weakness is permanent, and that circumstances are masters. But I tell you now, and listen closely, you are far stronger than you think. Most people never come to know their own power because they never challenge it. They accept failure too quickly. They retreat at the first sign of struggle. They let fear speak louder than desire. But strength is not something you discover in moments of comfort. It's found in the fire, when everything in you screams to quit and something deeper within whispers, keep going. That whisper is your true self. The voice of the champion that lives within. It does not shout. It does not beg. It waits. It waits for you to stop playing small. It waits for you to stop saying, I can't, and start asking, what if I can? You are capable of enduring more, achieving more, becoming more than you have allowed yourself to believe. But belief is the doorway, and discipline is the key. Strength does not come from what you can already do. It comes from facing what you thought you couldn't and doing it anyway. When you look back at your life, you will notice something important. The hardest times you faced didn't break you. Somehow you kept going. Somehow you found a way. Even if you crawled, even if you wept through it, you endured. That wasn't luck. That wasn't chance. That was you. That was your strength. You didn't fall apart. You rose, even when it felt impossible. Why then do you doubt yourself now? The mind is a powerful tool, but it can become a prison if you let it be ruled by fear and false limitations. Most people's failure isn't in the world around them, it's in their thinking. They believe the lies they've been told. You're not good enough. You'll never succeed. You weren't meant for more. But the truth is that greatness is not given, it is claimed. It is earned by those who refuse to settle, who choose to see beyond what is and believe in what can be. You must stop underestimating your strength. You must stop shrinking yourself to fit the mold of mediocrity. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the decision to awaken your inner power, to push one step further than you think you can, to hold on one moment longer when you want to let go. You don't need permission to rise. You don't need someone else's approval to be great. You don't need ideal conditions. All you need is the willingness to try, to act boldly despite fear, despite pain, despite uncertainty. That willingness will ignite strength in you that has been lying dormant for too long. Do not look outside yourself for the answer. The answer has always been within. The strength you admire in others is not exclusive to them. It exists in you too. The difference, they chose to trust it. Now it's your turn. You were not born to break. You were not created for defeat. The blood in your veins is proof that life itself flows through you with purpose, and that purpose comes with power. But power unused becomes weakness. Potential ignored becomes regret. So awaken it. Use it. Test your limits and then go beyond them. You'll be surprised by what you find when you do. And the next time life knocks you down, and it will, you won't panic. You won't fold, because you know something the old version of you didn't. You are stronger than you think, not just physically but mentally, not just emotionally but spiritually. And that strength, once discovered, cannot be taken from you. It becomes part of who you are. Remember this when the days grow dark. Remember it when doubt creeps in. Remember it when you stand at the edge of fear, Unsure if you can go on, you can. You will, because you've already survived what you thought you couldn't, and that is all the proof you'll ever need. Hardship is not the enemy. It is the gateway to growth, the very tool that shapes you into the person you are destined to become. Life's challenges are not there to defeat you, but to refine you, to prepare you for a future far greater than you can currently imagine. The journey to greatness is never smooth, never without its trials, and if you have not yet faced such hardships, know that they are coming. But do not fear them, embrace them. Every difficulty you encounter, every obstacle you overcome, is a step forward in the process of becoming the person you are meant to be. Growth is never achieved through comfort. It is earned through struggle. Those who seek the easy path never reach the heights of those who dare to face adversity head on. Think about the strongest forces in nature. The mountain, standing firm through centuries of storms and earthquakes, is carved by forces beyond its control. The river, constantly flowing over rocks, shapes the very land it touches, not by gentleness, but by persistence, power, and force. These elements don't shy away from difficulty. They don't stop because the winds are too strong or the currents are too swift. Nations persist, knowing that their power to change the world lies in their ability to endure, and so it is with you. You are not here to be a passive observer of life. You are here to act, to grow, to rise above your challenges and transform them into stepping stones for your success. Life will test you. It will throw challenges in your path that seem insurmountable. But the greatest successes have always come to those who refuse to be stopped. They are the ones who understood that hardship is a test that must be passed before greatness can be achieved. When hardship comes, most people see it as a setback. They see it as a reason to give up, a reason to doubt, a reason to quit. But you, my friend, must see it for what it truly is, an opportunity to rise, to expand your limits, and to demonstrate the strength you never knew you had. When things get hard, that is when your character is forged. That is when your resolve is tested. The person you are now is not the person you will become when you have faced and conquered your challenges. You may feel that life is unfair, that you are being punished, but that is a misperception. Hardship is not punishment. It is preparation. The universe does not place burdens on the weak. It places them on those it knows can handle them. Each challenge, each struggle is like a muscle being tested. If you choose to rise, to meet that challenge, you will grow stronger. If you choose to retreat, you remain as you are. But if you embrace the hardship and fight through it, you will emerge on the other side with new strength, new wisdom, and a new understanding of your own potential. The pain you feel today is not a sign of your weakness. It is a sign of your transformation. The fire that burns you now will forge you into something stronger, something more capable, something more powerful. The pain is the price of your success. The road to greatness is paved with discomfort, with struggle, and with perseverance. And you, my friend, are built for this. You were not born to break under pressure. You were born to rise above it, to face it head on, and to turn it into a stepping stone on your journey to greatness. Consider this. What would you be without your challenges? Without the adversity you faced, without the difficulties you've endured? Would you have the strength and resilience you possess today? Would you be as resourceful, as determined, as focused if you hadn't learned to fight through your hardships? Every hardship you faced has built your character, added to your strength, and prepared you for the challenges that lie ahead. Without these experiences, you would be a different person, less capable, less confident, less powerful. You may not see the purpose of your struggle today, but trust that in time it will reveal itself. Your hardships are preparing you for a life far greater than you can currently envision. The higher you go, the greater the challenges you will face. But the strength you build along the way will ensure you have the tools necessary to overcome them. Never shy away from hardship. Never retreat when the road gets tough. It is in these moments that your greatest growth will occur. The most successful individuals are not those who have avoided hardship. They are the ones who have faced it head on and emerged stronger, wiser, and more determined. The next time you encounter difficulty, see it not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity, a gateway to growth, to strength, and to the future you are destined to create. You are not being defeated, you are being transformed. There comes a moment in every person's life when they feel the weight of doubt, the pressure of obstacles and the temptation to stop. The road gets too difficult, the challenges feel too great, and the mind starts to whisper, maybe it's time to give up. Maybe I've tried enough. Maybe I've tried enough. But I'm here to tell you that the most powerful thing you can do in that moment is to keep moving forward. Movement is life. Stagnation is death. When you stop, when you quit, when you let fear or doubt pull you off course, you allow the negative forces of the world to win. But when you keep moving, when you continue to put one foot in front of the other, regardless of how tough it gets, you declare to the universe, I am not finished. I will not be stopped. It is in the moments when you feel like quitting that your greatest breakthroughs are often just around the corner. Success, my friend, is not a straight line. It is a winding road full of twists, turns, bumps, and detours. It is not the person who avoids these obstacles who succeeds. It is the person who refuses to stop. The person who, when faced with difficulty, stands up, dusts themselves off, and moves forward. The world rewards those who persist. The world rewards those who refuse to be bogged down by failure. The world rewards those who learn from their setbacks, who pick themselves up and keep going no matter what. The greatest minds, the most successful individuals, the people who change the world, they all share one trait. They refuse to stop moving forward. It's not about having all the answers. It's not about knowing exactly what the next step is. It's about keeping the momentum going. When you take action, when you keep moving, even when the path seems unclear, you open yourself up to opportunities that you would have missed had you quit. Every step forward, no matter how small, takes you closer to your goal. Every ounce of effort you put forth is a deposit in the bank of success. But let's be clear about something. Movement doesn't always mean perfection. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep moving. Sometimes progress will be slow. Sometimes you will stumble. Sometimes you will fall. But as long as you keep getting up, as long as you refuse to stop, you will eventually arrive at your destination. The key is persistence. The key is not letting fear of failure dictate your actions. Fear will always try to stop you. Fear will whisper that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, that you're too far behind, that it's too late. But let me tell you something. Fear is nothing more than an illusion. It's a story that the mind tells to keep you stuck, to keep you comfortable in your current state. But you were not born to become. You were born to grow, to move, to create, to achieve. So when fear knocks on your door, don't answer it. Keep moving forward. Keep working. Keep striving. Even when things are hard. Even when the world tells you to give up. You must keep going. The world does not reward the ones who stop. The world rewards the ones who persevere, who refuse to quit, who keep moving toward their goals with unwavering determination. The power to move forward comes from within you. It is a choice. Every day you have a choice to move forward or to give up. The easy path is to stop. The easy path is to quit when things get tough. But the easy path leads nowhere. It leads to regret. It leads to missed opportunities. It leads to a life of what-ifs and should have. The hard path, the path of growth, the path of success, is the path of constant movement. It is the path of persistence, of resilience, of determination. And though that path may be rocky, though it may be steep, it is the only path that leads to greatness. When you keep moving forward, even when everything inside you says to stop, you gain something powerful. You gain confidence. You gain experience. You gain the strength to tackle even greater challenges in the future. You build momentum, and momentum is the key to success. The more you move, the easier it becomes to keep moving. The more you push, the more powerful your actions become. So I ask you today, are you willing to keep moving? Are you willing to keep fighting, even when the odds seem insurmountable? Are you willing to rise again and again, even when it feels like you've given everything you've got? Because that is what it takes to succeed. Success is not for the ones who never faced hardship. It is for the ones who keep going when everyone else has stopped. You have the strength, the determination, and the will to succeed. You just need to keep moving forward. And when you do, there is nothing in this world that can stop you from achieving the life you were meant to live.